Hi there, my name is Reef. Welcome to HiViZ YarnZ, hosted here at HiViZ Jams. Tonight in the jam room we have Rain. Rain is a creation of Cathy Elizabeth, created circa 2018, and in a couple of years from there, in 2021, she had recorded a number of tracks, 9 tracks in fact, over 2 EPs. In March, Every Minute, Every Day was released with 5 tracks. And later in the same year, in October, No Promises was released with 4 tracks. Rain will be performing both of those EPs in their entirety this evening, and for your viewing and listening pleasure. Rain doesn't really sit in one genre. A lot of the tracks, if you may or may not be aware already, kind of bridge a number of different genres: reggae, rock and roll, grunge even, and in fact, even in one song alone, there's a change in genres. So it's hard to put them into a specific category, but if I was, then potentially pop rock might be something that, plus some additional at that point. Anyway, a quick introduction. I have Cathy over here, we have Izzy on guitar, Chris on bass, Buzzer on drums, and Doug on guitar. Thank you guys for coming in. We're looking forward to hearing you all this evening. I'm just going to...
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice. So I'm going to just put forward a couple of questions here. The most obvious one, Cathy, is around the name, Rain. Why did you choose to release music under the brand of Rain as opposed to Cathy?
We start with the hard ones. I think I just didn't think my name was interesting enough sounding, really. I don't know, because, Elizabeth is my middle name, actually, but, just the thought of going out as just my name is just like, I don't know, I felt like, that's why I put a band together, because I didn't really want to be sort of a solo artist in that sense, because, I feel quite vulnerable up on stage and everything, so I thought if I've got a band with me, I won't feel so scared and nervous, so...
Yes. Okay.
Rain is kind of like a stage name, I suppose, but it's also the band name. So, it's not just about me.
No, fair enough. Okay, no, I understand that. And so, as a songwriter, does your inspiration come from a common place, typically life experiences or things
definitely.
Like that?
Yeah. Quite often, I write to just work through emotions and stuff like that, and I find that if you get it out on paper or as a song, it really releases those feelings. So that's been amazing, sort of a process with music. And then other ones are just kind of spiritual ballads that are kind of just in the awe and wonder of being alive. Yeah. So they're either heartbreaks or they're just like, wow, life is beautiful.
That sounds like country music. Roots of country music right there. So no, I understand that. No, that's quite understandable. So you've released all the tracks that you'll be performing this evening, which is great, across those 2 EPs I mentioned. Tell me a little bit about the recording process, where you did it, who with, how long did it take? That kind of thing.
So through Darren introduced me to Tommy, and
Darren Whitaker.
Yeah, Darren Whitaker. Yeah, and who's both part of the stream team here at HiViZ Jams. And he was raving about him for ages, saying, "Oh, I'd be really interested to hear what Tommy could do with the songs, because my songs were just acoustic guitar. I had put the band together, No Sudden Movements.
Yes.
But there were changes in the lineup and the songs were still forming. So when we went into the COVID lockdown, I ended up flatting with Tommy. And so, he recorded all the songs with me. So I was able to work really closely with him. And it was a really cool process, actually.
And he's a great guy and a fantastic music producer, and the guy behind the sound here at HiViZ Jams. So... and he can make anything sound good, really. So
even us.
Yeah. Makes everyone sound
even
good.
Us.
Yeah. Okay, so and Tommy was involved not just in the production of the music, but on the music itself as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we basically recorded the 2 EPs in his room and a home studio, and he played pretty much all of the instruments, or did the the digital version of. So but, yeah, he plays guitar on the tracks and some bass, and
nice.
He's got everything covered.
And
so then it was really good to be able to have those finished tracks, and then once all the COVID and everything finished and I started putting the band together again, I really had a good reference.
Yes.
And so it's been quite a different process, but it seems to be working out quite well.
Yeah, nice. And he plays all of those instruments very well. And so leading into the next question, which is obviously quite obvious, your current band aren't the musicians that perform those tracks. But having said that, let's talk a little bit about some of the other band members here. So, for example, Chris plays in another band, HiViZ Drudge, who played here about a month-ish ago or less, maybe, in this room here. They were our second band of the Thursday featured bands. Doug's played with you as well as a duet, as a duet as well.
We've got our acoustic covers band.
Yeah, that's right. And Muzza plays in Dislocate as well, who I had the pleasure of seeing for the first time just 3 days ago. And yourself, Izzy?
A couple of covers bands at the moment in Wellington, Frenzy, and also just a duo called Tumeki.
Nice.
Tumeki.
So obviously, not surprisingly, seasoned musicians in the musical sense I'm referring to there. So following on from that, how has it been for you guys in particular, playing these songs that you didn't initially perform? Is it like a covers band? Is it like listening to the original recordings and then approaching them as a covers band, or what's going on
I found it's not like learning covers at all, because you become a lot more involved in the music. You know that you're going to be playing the song, not as a band, our music, even though they're Cathy's songs. So you do become a lot more engaged with everything that's going on. You listen to it differently than you would, I think, from my point of view, than if I was just learning a cover to play in a covers band.
Yeah, and from your point of view, Muzza, so up until tonight, you were in a slightly different position whereby all the other musos here bring their own equipment, plug into equipment that's here, but play their own instruments, whereas to date, everybody who plays here plays on a kit that's here, and it's an electronic kit. That's not the case tonight because you bought your own one, but tell us about, but you do practice, you have done, because you guys practice here as well, you have had to play that other kit, and so presumably that's quite different.
Yeah, so I'm here most Saturday nights doing the live stream jams for Saturday, but the other kit's not quite set up for me. I play open hand left, so it's a bit awkward, a bit odd. But yeah, so I just acquired this one, and this one sounds really good, so I think it's going to make a big difference to the sound quality for our live streams as well. So,
sounds fantastic, actually.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound good. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. So yeah.
But yeah, I remember I thought I caught you once trying to hit a tom that wasn't actually there once. A couple of weeks ago. Oh, lucky nothing there. So
need more tom.
It happens.
Yeah. And yeah, I appreciate that. So I've heard you guys practice here, a lot in the last over the months, and I've used the reference material for what you've recorded. And as we went through earlier this evening, there are differences in what's recorded. Some of the most obvious ones is there are sax parts on there, which Izzy improvises as a result of not having a saxophone player. So it leads into what you were saying, Chris, about kind of making your own. But in this case, you have to make your own because there's no sax player. So.
And I do want there to be room for individual musicians to have put their own flavour in as well. So hopefully there's enough there to play with.
Absolutely.
And that's not to say that those that are familiar with the music won't recognise the songs. It's not like that, but it's definitely slightly different fare.
Because we're even playing a couple of them slightly different to the recorded versions too. Because as time goes on, you think, oh, why don't we try this and let's do this ending. So.
Yeah, but if you've heard the original tracks, they're not far.
No, I agree.
From that, they're pretty close. So you're not going to miss anything. It's good.
No, totally. And some of the titles of some of those tracks are quite obvious where the background might have
They read a
come
story from
from.
start.
Yeah.
We were laughing about how the set list reads.
Yeah.
Let's not go into it.
So, forget about me, give me back my man. Somewhat
We'll do
maybe
it all.
obvious, but not all of them are obvious. So, Waterfalls, for example, that's not a particularly obvious song track in terms of what the meaning might be behind there.
It's a good song.
Are you? Yeah, it's a great song.
Good
So,
song.
almost, would it be a ballad? Could you call it a ballad?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'd call it a
think
ballad.
it's
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, are you happy to share what the meaning is behind Waterfalls?
Yeah, well, Waterfalls is a little bit different because it's a little bit sort of quizzical, I suppose. But the meaning behind it is that being waterfalls, and this is going to go quite deep, but like our the life that's within us, say, is a body of water, and as we go through life, we kind of separate into droplets. So we're all the same, but we're just separated. So that was my meaning behind being
Nice.
waterfalls. And then it's a lot about being in love with the earth and
Yes.
you know, nature and that connection. So yeah, it's quite a spiritual sort of meaning behind it for me.
Yeah, and it's a
And
beautiful
yeah, it's
song as well.
one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with how Tommy did the recording. It's just amazing.
Yes,
Mm.
I agree. And how you guys play it actually is quite beautiful. So
Thank you.
Thank
nice, thank you for that. And so, just for the benefit of the folks out there who don't know, and leading into my next question, you practice here. Cathy, you alluded to Daz. You're actually Daz's partner, girlfriend, or whatever the appropriate term is. Muzzy, you indicated you're here most Saturdays, jamming. You play a lot. Tommy, the engineer, he's also doing the sound
Yeah, we're all
here.
good mates.
Yeah,
we
so,
socialise together.
He's jamming. I mean, I've even done a number of your promo shoots for some of the EPs and shot your
Yes.
live gigs. So,
Yeah.
it's. I guess what I'm saying, the context here is that you guys are pretty, you want this is kind of home, really.
Yeah,
It's like a community almost.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like
a community of like-minded folks who come in and play because they love
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
There's no gain from it apart from just playing and feeling music. It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Enjoyment.
And you
Yeah.
guys are in a unique position where you know the place and the people of this place really well. And so it leads me into the question so does that mean tonight when you perform you'll be not nervous or you'll be more nervous as a
Not
result?
at all. I don't think more
Do you get
nervous,
nervous?
but
Nervous.
definitely.
Nervous,
I
yes.
was nervous for the rehearsal, like I was forgetting the words and stuff. But I think it's different with being a live stream. It's such a weird feeling. Like you're
Yes.
just there will be people here, but
Yes.
You're playing to an
Yeah, some-
audience, but you
yeah,
can't
you
see
can't-
them.
No.
But
So
they
there's
can
no
see you
Yeah.
very clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's an odd feeling, and it's not that comfortable.
There's nothing wrong with nerves, so I think that it's healthy to have a little bit.
Totally.
And I think I get nervous. You always want to do a good job, want
Yep.
to sound good. So I think it's important
Yes.
you have a little bit of that.
Yeah, for
If you're going
sure.
too cocky, you might blow out or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
it's
yeah.
definitely healthy to have some nerves.
Yeah, I've never gone into any show I've ever played feeling confident. I've always felt
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
shit, there's a job to do, get
Yeah.
on with it, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of pressure behind that, but hey.
Yeah, look, I think that's quite healthy. I mean, even myself get a bit nervous. I'm not even playing, so
true.
totally, I get it. And I also understand that a lot of bands also say the same thing that perform to the camera and not in a real audience. Is that that crowd feedback's not quite there.
Yeah.
There will be people here this evening,
Yeah.
but and there'll be people well, but it's and we'll be the crowd. Don't you worry about that. But but it isn't the same. I understand that, so that's fair enough. Okay, so other than tonight when you perform here, do you have any other gigs lined up?
Yes, we're playing at Valhalla next Thursday night, the 9th of June.
Oh man,
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
come and get it.
Yeah.
School
Yeah,
night.
come and get it.
Don't worry about school. You'll be fine. Come
So
along.
doors open at 7:30, and I think we're on first. So
Okay.
yeah, be there early if you want to catch us.
And
It'd be
who's
great
on the
to
bill?
catch up.
Who's on the bill with you guys for that?
The Sun Kings and Axion.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
it's the Sun Kings gig that they're organising.
Yes.
And they invited us to come and play, so yeah,
Wicked.
stoked.
Excellent. Okay, next Thursday, be there. Okay, and so just to kind of end the more formal questions, what's the future for Rain, music-wise and group?
Well, I'm really looking forward to actually sort of jamming some music together and coming up with some ideas together and writing some new material. I've got a few more songs that and I've got some ideas, but like we could all sort of bring some ideas.
Collaborate.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
See where it goes.
some new stuff and
Yep.
keep doing some shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, great. Well, what I've got is I'm just going to end on a few quick fire questions here.
I'm not peak.
So these are
Here we
just
go.
basically two options. You know how it goes. You blat out an answer, you all blat out an answer, and we'll go from
So we
there.
all just speak at once.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just go at once. So guitar or bass?
Bass.
Guitar.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Sorry, Chris. I say bass as well, mate. So there you go. We've got the deadlock. Okay, pizza or fish and chips?
Fish
and
and
chips.
Yeah, easy. Deep Purple or Led Zepp?
Led Zepp.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, Led Zepp. Sultana pasties or chocolate macaroons?
Pasties.
Chocolate macaroons.
Yeah. Macaroon. Come on. This is important, this one.
Pisties.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Rochelle's favourite.
Yeah.
So macaroons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chocolate sultanas or something.
Yeah. They're horrible, mate. You wouldn't like them. You'd much prefer macaroons. Macaroons are much better.
They are.
Apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Coke or weed? Sprite. Coke or Sprite? Coke or
Coke or
Sprite?
Sprite.
Coca-Cola or Sprite?
Sprite.
Coca-Cola. Sprite.
Coke.
Right. Yeah. Everyone likes Coke.
No one said weed.
Okay, what about that was a slip of the tongue. That's all good. Cat piss or lion red?
Oh.
Cat piss.
Well, they're about the same, right? So
None of those.
Yeah.
Did I
Cat
say
piss.
neither?
fresh cat piss. I didn't say they were going to be good questions. Spice Girls or S Club 7?
Spice
Girls.
Girls.
Oh,
You're
do you even know who S Club 7 is, Dougie? Yeah. Oh, you do? Don't stop. No, okay.
They're in
Okay,
his car, mate. He's driving home to them tonight.
last one, Chuck Norris or Chuck Norris? There's only one answer to that.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay, so look, I just wanted to point out something that I found on your website.
I'll just swipe it up. Like
Okay,
that.
cool. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to read this out. So this is something I found on the Rain Facebook page in the About section. Okay, so it says here, Rain is the original music project of Wellington artist Cathy Elizabeth. Catchy pop songs, hook-laden, urban bohemian feels over uplifting rock riffs. Difficult to pin down to a specific genre as each song has a personality of its own. And I actually completely 100% agree with that. That is,
Oh,
that
cool.
is,
I nailed
Easy
it.
to describe.
Fair
it.
assessment.
that is incredibly accurate, to say the least. So, and it's funny because I came across this after I'd listened to a whole bunch of stuff, and so then I went there and found that. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that's
cool.
Fair assessment.
It's definitely a fair assessment. Okay, well, thank you guys for speaking with me. There's a lot of people looking forward to your performance
Cheers, Reef.
tonight, and I'm right at the head of that queue. So, in fact, I'll be sitting right here, operating the visuals as well. So, thank you very much for coming in.
Awesome.
Cool, thank
Good
you.
on you.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, so everyone out there, just go to our Facebook or YouTube page for the link, which is open to the public. And if you like what you see and hear, then give us a like and subscribe. I'm still Reef, and that concludes this episode of HiViZ YarnZ. Until next time, thank you.
Cheers.
HiViZ Jams.
HiViZ Jams.
HiViZ Jams.